I've also asked the school board to make a part of every day some kind of anti-violence, anti-gun message. Every day, every school, at every level. One thing that I think is clear with young people and with adults as well is that we just have to be repetitive about this. It's not enough to simply have a catchy ad on a Monday and then only do it every Monday. We need to do this every day of the week and just really brainwash people into thinking about guns in a vastly different way. And just really brainwash people into thinking about guns. And just really brainwash people into thinking about guns.
And just really brainwash people. And just really brainwash people.
You can't have 100% security and also then have 100% privacy and zero inconvenience. We're going to have to make some choices.
This is heard just a few days ago, echoing the new talking point of we can do what Australia did. It's real reasonable. It's no big deal. Yeah, they did it incrementally. First, they bought your gun back because they were banned. All semi-autos, basically. But then she lies and calls it full auto. So it's lie after lie after lie. So she implies it's no big deal. There was a buyback, and then if you didn't turn them in, there was a crackdown. That's right. They SWAT teamed and killed a lot of people.
You know, Australia is a good example. Canada is a good example. The UK is a good example. Why? Because each of them had mass killings. Australia had a huge mass killing about 20, 25 years ago. Canada did as well. So did the UK. And in reaction, they passed much stricter gun laws. In the Australian example, as I recall, that was a buyback program. The Australian government, as part of trying to clamp down on the availability of automatic weapons, offered a good price for buying hundreds of thousands of guns, and then they basically clamped down going forward in terms of having, you know, more of a...
We'll be back with their plan to take the guns. There's more. And by the way, Australia's crime rate since that happened 24 years ago, as well as New Zealand's, look it up, has only gone up. England, after they banned guns 30 years ago, has seen a tripling, look it up, in violent crime. It's true, it is an island. They can keep even snakes and rabies out. There are no snakes, there is no rabies. The UK really is able to keep a lot of stuff out. Not the illegal aliens, not the gypsies, not all the robbery, not the drugs, because they want that in. But they are able to keep a lot of guns and things like that out. So stabbings, people having their brains beat out with baseball bats, it's 3 times the overall crime rate. How gun control made England the most violent country in Europe. Search that and you'll get NRA, Breitbart, InfoWars, but it's the same statistics where you can link through and it's admitted. Who has the lowest crime rate in the world, hands down? Look it up. It's in between Italy, Austria, France, and one other country. Who could it be? Alex Trebek asked the question. We play the Jeopardy music. Who is Switzerland? Or what is Switzerland? I never watched Jeopardy. What's the proper way of saying it? What is Switzerland? Lowest crime rate in the world. Who has the highest crime rate in the world for violent crime? What is Mexico? And which country in North America has the most strict gun control laws? What is Mexico? What city in the United States has the highest crime rate? What is Chicago? What city in North America has the highest crime rate, even beating out Mexico as a country? What is Chicago?
What do you say to people who support the right to own arms, that this is the camel's nose under the tent, and the next thing you'll be after concealed carry weapons, you'll be after other kinds of gun rights?
Well, that's just not true. It wasn't true with the prior bill that was the law for 10 years. And I just think, candidly, that dog doesn't hunt.
Why shouldn't it be true? Why wouldn't you want to go after those other laws?
Because that's not what I've done in the past, and it's not what I'm doing right now. If I could have gotten 51 votes in the Senate of the United States for an outright ban, picking up every one of them, Mr. and Mrs. America, turn them all in, I would have done it. I could not do that. The votes weren't here.
There is new fallout tonight from an administration proposal to ban ammunition for certain firearms. Critics are calling it, quote, gun control by executive order. Tonight, she's not been able to get tougher gun control restrictions and outlawing certain things, firearms that they wanted to through Congress. They're going to use executive action to go about this another way.
Today in New Orleans, they got a lot tougher on the holdouts.
Police department, everyone home!
Not only the flooded areas, but New Orleans' driest and wealthiest neighborhoods, too.
Police.
So here she is acting like it's very reasonable what Australia did, and we can do it here. Yeah, forced buyback and confiscation of everything but single shot. Here it is.
You know, Australia is a good example. Canada is a good example. The UK is a good example. Why? Because each of them had mass killings.
Canada
Australia
registered
had
and then
a huge
confiscated a
mass
bunch.
killing about
That got
25 years ago. Canada did as well. So did the UK. And in reaction, they passed much stricter gun laws. In the Australian example, as I recall,
Went to a gun-free zone.
that was a buyback program.
It's always schools
The
or
Australian
carnivals.
government, as part of trying to clamp down on the availability of automatic weapons,
It's always mentally ill people.
offered a good price for buying hundreds of thousands of guns, and then they basically clamped down going forward in terms of having, you know, more of a background check approach, more of a permitting approach.
No, they banned them.
But they believed, and I think the evidence supports them, that by offering to buy back those guns, they were able to, you know, curtail the supply and to set a different standard for gun purchases in the future.
And the real Crocodile Dundee, you can look this up in NRA magazine from about 16 years ago, he wouldn't turn in his 5-shot deer rifle that his dad had given him, and they came to his house and gunned him down. They murdered him. The real Crocodile Dundee looks just like the guy from the movie that was based on a real guy. That they murdered him. No criminal record, lived way out in the countryside. They came to his house and gunned him down. As he was dying, he shot 3 of the cops, though, the gun confiscators. So that's how that's going to go, just so you know. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Infowars.com, prisonplanet.com are the websites. They're coming for our guns.
Every nation in every region now has a decision to make. Either you are with us or you are with the terrorists.